Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we have a lot to uncover as Port Charles becomes the epicenter of intrigue, passion, and high-stakes danger. From explosive confrontations to blossoming romance and unexpected alliances, the next few days will be packed with drama that no fan will want to miss. Let's break it all down, starting with some shocking turns in ongoing feuds, as well as a few unexpected personal revelations. Elizabeth's frustration grows as Cyrus remains untouchable. Elizabeth Baldwin has been fighting an uphill battle when it comes to bringing Cyrus Renaud to justice. She knows how dangerous he is, how many lives he has ruined, and yet he continues to slip through the cracks, evading every attempt to put him behind bars for good. This realization weighs heavily on her, and she confesses her growing despair to Lucky Spencer. "We might be further away than ever," Elizabeth sighs, her frustration palpable. She had hoped that by now, they would be making real progress, but every time it seems like they have the upper hand, something shifts. Either key evidence disappears, or a witness suddenly changes their story, clear indicators that Cyrus still has his fingers deep in the corruption of Port Charles. Lucky, ever the optimist, tries to reassure her that justice will prevail, but even he can't deny that they are running out of options. If they want to take Cyrus down, they will need to come up with a new strategy, one that he won't see coming. Could Elizabeth be considering a more personal approach? Something that pushes her moral boundaries further than ever before? Trina's wisdom brings Kai and her closer. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson continues to impress those around her with her ability to see the bigger picture. When Kai Taylor finds himself at a crossroads, uncertain about his next move, Trina steps in with some much-needed words of wisdom. Her advice isn't just about making the right choice. It's about understanding the weight of one's actions and the ripple effect they have on those around them. Kai listens intently, absorbing every word. He hadn't expected Trina to have such a profound impact on his decision-making, but there's something about the way she approaches situations that makes her guidance invaluable. As they spend more time together, their bond strengthens. Could this be the start of something more between them? Or is their relationship destined to remain a close friendship built on trust and mutual respect? One thing is certain, Trina's presence in Kai's life is making a difference, and their dynamic will be something to watch as they navigate the challenges ahead. Jason's deadly ultimatum to Cyrus Renaud. Port Charles is no stranger to tense standoffs, but what happens next between Jason Morgan and Cyrus Renaud is on another level entirely. It all goes down at Charlie's pub, where Jason storms in like a force of nature, cutting through the tension with just his presence alone. His target? Cyrus, who has once again crossed the line, this time by targeting Jason's son, Danny Morgan. Jason's voice is cold, his words razor-sharp: "Touch Danny again, and you'll disappear. They'll never find your body." There's no mistaking the seriousness of his threat. Jason has never been one to make empty promises, and Cyrus knows it. However, Cyrus isn't easily rattled. With his signature smug expression and falsely pious rhetoric, he responds in kind, issuing a veiled threat of his own. For those watching, the air is thick with unspoken consequences. This isn't just another warning, this is a declaration of war. And when Jason Morgan declares war, there's only ever one outcome: blood will be spilled. A father-son reckoning. Jason opens up to Danny after the dust settles. Jason knows he needs to have a serious conversation with Danny. The young boy is growing up fast, and he's no longer blind to the world his father operates in. He sees things clearly, and Jason can no longer hide the reality of their lives from him. "You're my son. I will always protect you," Jason tells him, his voice softer now, but firm. Danny, however, isn't satisfied with vague reassurances. He pushes back, challenging his father. If Jason is so sure that Cyrus is a threat, then why is he still allowing him to breathe? It's a question that puts Jason on the spot. Does he eliminate Cyrus once and for all, ensuring Danny's safety? Or does he stick to his code, one that has become increasingly difficult to uphold? This heart-to-heart also presents another complication. Jason has been hiding a major secret from Danny, his role in posing as Sasha Gilmore Corbin's baby's father. As Jason wrestles with the idea of telling the truth, he realizes that his son deserves honesty, even if it complicates things further. Carly and Brennan's unlikely romance heats up in the midst of all this chaos. Carly Spencer finds herself in unfamiliar territory, on a date with Jack Brennan. Or at least, what appears to be one. For Carly, this is an evening of escape. Brennan, charming as ever, is offering her something she hasn't had in a long time, genuine attention without ulterior motives. Their chemistry is undeniable, and for the first time in a while, Carly allows herself to relax, to enjoy the moment. But is Brennan truly interested in Carly, or does he have his own agenda? With all the power plays happening in Port Charles, no one can be trusted completely. Carly, ever the strategist, isn't letting her guard down just yet. Jocelyn's investigation takes a dangerous turn. Jocelyn Jacks is as determined as ever to get justice for Dex Heller. She knows that the key to uncovering the truth lies within the secrets hidden in Austin's old property. With an address supplied by Brennan, she wastes no time in heading there, hoping to find evidence that ties Cyrus Renaud to the corruption she's been chasing. But she's not alone for long. Anna Devane, who has been keeping an eye on her, intercepts Jocelyn just in time. "You have no idea what you're getting yourself into," Anna warns, her voice carrying an urgency that Jocelyn can't ignore. Anna knows firsthand what happens when people underestimate Cyrus. She's seen it before, people digging too deep, only to end up 6 feet under. But will Jocelyn listen? If history has taught us anything, it's that Jocelyn is nothing if not stubborn. This investigation is personal, and she's not about to back down now. Nina's confession, truth or deception? Meanwhile, at the Port Charles Grill, a different kind of confrontation is taking place. Nina Reeves knows that she has a confession to make to Willow Corinthos, and she's not sure if she's ready for the fallout. The build-up suggests she's about to admit to sleeping with Drew Quartermaine, but there's no telling if she'll go through with it. Nina is a master manipulator when she needs to be, and she might choose to frame her confession in a way that minimizes the damage. Either way, what she says next could redefine her relationship with Willow forever. Will she tell the whole truth, or will she twist it just enough to keep her secrets buried? Either way, the walls are closing in, and soon, she won't be able to hide anymore. Next, we're diving into the latest explosive developments unfolding in Port Charles. With high-stakes confrontations, unexpected alliances, and personal struggles, this week promises to be unforgettable. Christina's confession and Lucky's dilemma deepen as the evening rush at Charlie's intensifies. Christina bursts in with Elizabeth, her mind racing with thoughts of the tumultuous events that transpired earlier. Lucky, ever observant, greets her warmly, acknowledging the peak hours at the bar. But Christina barely acknowledges the pleasantries, her thoughts are elsewhere. She needs to confide in someone, and Lucky is as good a confidant as any. With a deep breath, she recounts the harrowing confrontation at the park with Ava. What started as a heated exchange quickly escalated to the point where Christina nearly crossed a line she could never take back. If it weren't for Elizabeth stepping in at the last moment, things might have ended in irreversible tragedy. Now, with the weight of her near mistake pressing down on her, Christina wonders if this could be a turning point, perhaps even a strategic advantage. Sonny, her father, has always been a master manipulator of power struggles, and if anyone can turn this situation around, it's him. Before she can fully process her next steps, Christina excuses herself to make an urgent call. Across the room, Isaiah approaches Lucky with unsettling news: Sidwell has returned to town. Lucky's reaction is immediate and grim. He was already aware but had hoped to stay far from any involvement. Isaiah, however, isn't as convinced that distance is an option. Not everyone is planning to steer clear, he warns ominously. The words linger between them, carrying an unspoken implication that trouble is inevitable, and Lucky may not have a choice in getting dragged into it. Emma's mission gains unexpected traction. Charlie's pub is alive with energy, the clatter of glasses and the hum of conversations creating an electrifying atmosphere. Emma, seated at a corner booth with Gio, is deep in discussion about her latest campaign, Students Against Animal Cruelty. She's been tireless in her advocacy, but now she needs high-profile voices to elevate the movement. Gio, always one for making connections, lets slip that Trina is bringing Kai as a favor. It's the opening Emma needs. Determined, she straightens her posture, mentally preparing for her pitch. When Kai arrives with Trina, introductions are swift. Emma wastes no time, she leans in, her enthusiasm palpable, and lays it all on the table. "We need you, Kai," she begins. "Not just as an attendee, but as a voice. A leader. Come to the benefit, deliver a speech, and be part of something bigger." Her confidence is unwavering, her determination unyielding. Kai hesitates, momentarily taken aback by the magnitude of the request. Speaking publicly, taking a stand, it's not something he's entirely comfortable with. But there's something about Emma's passion that's infectious. Will he rise to the occasion? Sonny's future hangs in the balance miles above Port Charles. Sonny leans back into his seat aboard the private jet. Natalia, seated beside him, casually remarks on their productive business trip. Deals had been made, relationships solidified, all thanks to Sonny's deep-rooted connections. But before he can even nod in agreement, his phone rings. The voice on the other end belongs to his cardiologist, and the news is life-altering. A pacemaker will no longer be necessary, a relief, but the damage from the gunshot wound remains severe. Surgery is unavoidable. He has 3 months to decide when and where, but the recovery will take weeks. Knowing the weight of his public presence, Sonny chooses Los Angeles for the procedure. Discretion is key. Natalia, ever supportive, offers her presence, her loyalty unwavering. Sonny nods, appreciating her steadiness more than he lets on. Yet before their conversation can deepen, his phone rings again. This time, it's Christina, her voice urgent. She launches into a rapid recount of what happened with Ava at the park, emphasizing that Rick was the one who intervened. "Ava tried to take Avery, Dad. I can testify. Liz can, too. We have proof." Sonny's jaw tightens as he processes the information. He knows what Ava is capable of, and he's not about to let this slide. But before he can respond, the plane begins its descent, and the call drops. Whatever move he makes next will have to wait until he touches down. Next, we're uncovering the latest drama unfolding in Port Charles. The stakes are high, emotions are running wild, and alliances are being tested like never before. Buckle up as we dive into the thrilling developments. Cyrus' plea for redemption, a new manipulation? At the Port Charles Grill, tension simmers as Cyrus approaches Martin, his voice thick with desperation. He pleads for help, insisting that Lulu misunderstood his true intentions. With an air of supposed remorse, Cyrus expresses his yearning to reconnect with his family. But is this genuine, or yet another calculated move? Martin listens intently, weighing the sincerity in Cyrus' words. The manipulative crime boss has a long history of deception, making any request for redemption highly questionable. Yet, something in Cyrus' eyes suggests there could be more to the story. Is this truly a man trying to rebuild his fractured family ties, or is he merely laying the groundwork for his next power play? Cyrus pleads for his support in reaching Lucky, hoping to arrange a meeting at Charlie's. He wants Martin to accompany him, to vouch for his desire to make amends. "I need to talk to Lucky," he implores, his eyes betraying a flicker of something deeper. "Be my brother, Martin. Just give me this chance." For those who know Cyrus Renaud, however, trust doesn't come easily. His past is riddled with betrayals and deceit, leaving Martin at a crossroads. Can he afford to believe in Cyrus' supposed change of heart, or is he being drawn into yet another of his dangerous schemes? Willow's frustration reaches a boiling point. Meanwhile, at their table, Willow vents her pent-up frustration to Nina and Martin, her voice laced with indignation. She doesn't understand why Jason is endlessly forgiven for his past, while Drew, a man who has done nothing but stand by those he loves, is treated with far less reverence. Everyone idolizes Jason, a career criminal. Willow fumes. But Drew? He's never treated me with anything but love and respect. Martin, ever strategic, redirects the conversation back to their original purpose, finding something they can use against Michael in family court. But Willow is skeptical. There's nothing to find, she asserts, convinced of Michael's clean record. Nina, on the other hand, has a different concern. She turns to Martin, worried about how Willow's involvement with Drew could impact her case. But Martin reassures her that now that the truth is out in the open, it shouldn't be an issue. In that moment, Willow comes to a realization: she and Drew don't have to hide anymore. They can finally be together without secrecy or shame. This realization is liberating, but the war is far from over. Michael's influence in the courtroom, Nina's reputation on the line, and the ongoing battle over Wiley mean that even the smallest misstep could spell disaster. Willow may think she's in the clear, but in Port Charles, peace never lasts for long. Cody's downward spiral, a lost hero complex. As the evening progresses, emotions boil over elsewhere. At the Port Charles Grill, Sasha's patience reaches its limit. Without hesitation, she throws a drink in Cody's face, making it abundantly clear she wants him out of her life. Jason, observing the exchange, steps in with a quiet but firm warning to Cody. "What happens next is between you and Sasha," he tells him, "but you need to understand it doesn't involve you anymore." Jason's words hit Cody like a punch to the gut. As Jason walks away, Cody stands there, dripping with regret, knowing he has blown it once again. Felicia, ever perceptive, watches the scene unfold and shakes her head knowingly. "You did mess up," she confirms when Cody turns to her for advice. Cody sighs, admitting that all he wanted was to make Sasha's life easier, but instead, he keeps making things worse. Deep down, Felicia knows the truth: Cody has never stopped loving Sasha. Watching her move on is painful, and his constant mistakes are a direct result of his inability to let go. But Felicia, always the voice of reason, challenges him. "Do you have to be Sasha's hero, or could you be someone else's?" she asks pointedly. He stands on the precipice of a path that could lead him into darkness. Power shifts, alliances break, and revenge looms on the horizon. Will Danny's reckless determination lead to a catastrophic confrontation? Will Cody finally let go of his hero complex and start anew? And will Cyrus prove himself a changed man, or is this just another ruse to tighten his grip on Port Charles? One thing is certain: no one in Port Charles is safe from the choices they are about to make. Stay tuned for more as the drama unfolds. Thanks for joining us at ABCGH Spoilers. Until next time.